How's it going? We are live right now on Max Wagers Network. And I'm going to tweet this out. Get it so all the people in the world can watch the show. We're gonna be joined by AM Plus Money. It's Thursday, obviously, so he's gonna be coming on in a couple minutes. Just got home, working a big soccer camp this week, football camp for all you in Europe and wherever you're watching. So I want to make sure we do this at the beginning here. Remember, you can watch, like, subscribe, ring the bell, as LJ says. We got all the shows during the day, Midday Money, Sean Higgs, Allie Burns, Morning Wood. I'll be on with her tomorrow night at some point. Just parlays with Chris King, 2 to 3. Big time parlay winner. I mean, these are all on Max Wagers Network exclusively. Back to the window, Scott and Scott. 4 to 5, it's me. And 5 to 6, game time decisions, Nick Tinley. 4 to 5 usually. This week's a little crazy because I'm doing the soccer camp. Big time camp. If you want to try to watch some games during the day, just follow my Twitter. I'll be posting them during the day. There's 4 or 5 potential pro players playing in that. It's basically like U17, U18 level. Big time camp. Remember, I'm going to be on ESPN New York tomorrow night, so you can watch that as well. Or listen to that, on 98.7 in New York. You can listen through the app anywhere you are. You can listen no matter where you are in the world. You can listen through the TuneIn Radio app. So that's pretty cool. It's free in the App Store. It's all over the place. So, yeah, pretty cool. Right. Big news coming today, apparently, about United. We'll see. I'm always skeptical of that stuff. We're going to talk about a little bit about the weekend. Obviously, there's actually, I got a surprise for everybody right here. There are, where are we at? There are actually some matches that are going to be live on TV tomorrow. How about that? It's been a little barren for a while, man. Israel women, big win, right? Inter Club de Escalade is playing at home against Vikingur Reykjavik. So the first game was I didn't realize this. That's interesting. So the 2 winners will meet. So have to look for those odds. You see, we can pull those odds up. I don't see the Champions League odds right now. Have to. There we go. I would imagine. Have to pull up William Hill. I would imagine Caesars, got to go to the Caesars, right? European competitions, UEFA Champions League, view all events. Yeah, look, Vikinger after that 7-1 demolition is minus 675 here. Handicap betting minus 2.5 plus 120. So, maybe, we got AM Plus Money on here in a couple minutes to see what he has to say about this. But I would think you got to take here. See if we get totals for each team. They were very impressive the other day. Over 1.5 goals in the first half at plus 140. There's your play. I think that's a pretty good play right there. if we can pull this up. It's not going to come up. Got to type it a little bit better here. We'll try to type it when it comes. See if that comes up. There we go. Let's see what we got. So 6-1 the other day. Viking door won 3-0 before that. 2-1, 7-0 before that. Played really well. Lost here with the red card. And, Escalade is a lot of red cards. Won that game the other day. So I think here, I would be taking a chance on a couple things here. I will be looking at over 1.5 first half, over under 2.5. Like over under 2.5 here is -155. So I think if that's the case, I'm going to take a chance on over for 1.5 first half goals and say maybe it's going to be over. Over 3.5 goals is plus 160. So maybe they're not expecting a lot of goals here. So I know the spreads here. You look 2.5. So I think we're going to have to maybe take a chance on that game. But that's the main game. I wanted to just kind of look at that. We'll look at that a little bit more in depth. International is playing Cortiba, Serie A tomorrow night, 8:30. So we got a little chance to talk about that tomorrow as well. FC Cincinnati, Orlando City, and the MLS. There's some actual games to look at. So that's a plus. And we shall take a look at the rugby league as well and look at some of these. See if we can find a little value in some of these plays. Get it down under close to -148. That's -104. We might have our play. So we'll look at that. So we'll definitely look at all this stuff, and we'll kind of go a little bit into detail. So, all right. This yesterday. This is my problem. A little bit right now. And I'm the soccer betting genius, obviously. And, the reason I'm a genius is, well, genetics probably. But, there's not a lot to talk about if you don't pick some games here. And I don't love a lot of these games. So we're trying to find some value in the games that are out there. And next week, there's going to start to be some games. Excuse me. There's going to start to be some games, in the Copa Libertadores and Copa Sudamericana. That's 16 matches, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There are some decent level games. Then the following week, the Champions League starts. Qualification, better teams. Europa Conference League qualification, better games. There's some games coming up against some of these teams, and I see AM Plus Money joining us here. I'm going to pull this schedule up and bring him in. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, man, I just, it's like a little bit. Doing this camp, I got all these games up. I put this camp, and, it was pouring here all morning and all the whole time. And I got there, and I'm doing the SAT part of the camp, but I'm also filming for my YouTube channel. So I got my interns there, and it's just pouring. And I'm like, man, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, I can't use my iPads. There's a press box on one field, and the other field's just open. There's nowhere to go, and I'm just like, I hope they have a tent. There's no tent. And 5 minutes before the game started, it stopped raining, and all of a sudden the sun came out, and everybody was dressed like it was 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and all of a sudden it was like 80 and humid. And now everybody's like cramping, and like I'm just dead. I like wiped out. Man, this is crazy. Going to these. I'm not even playing. I'm just like watching it. So I've been going to a lot of these games around here. Last night I was out at a game. Tomorrow night I'll be out, at a USL 2 game. So just doing a lot of Saturday morning. I'll be at a game. So starting to get more into going to games. But yeah, man, it's a change from sitting at home and like lounging. It definitely wipes you out. But I'm not even playing.
But, no, I know how you feel. I used to do stuff like that, bunch of soccer camps, just being out in the sun all day. I know it wasn't sunny for you, but even just being in the rain is terrible all day.
Yeah.
Like, I know exactly how that is. You can't do anything that they have scheduled, and then you're just trying to like find shelter under a tree or something. It's the worst.
You still play like five-a-side or anything, or?
I don't play, but I actually convinced a few of my friends to sign up for a league next year. So we're going to get in one of those, I guess, adult soccer leagues, whatever's around here. And I'm going to get back into it. It's been a few years since I'm a left winger when I play. So,
okay. Yeah, that's, what they keep, I'm a keeper. So like they keep trying to get me to play because there's such a shortage of them. But I'm actually going to do, I was out last night talking to the team a lot, the kids I used to coach in high school. I used to coach high school here 10 years ago. So we're going to put a team. It's already an established league, but like a team, they have 2 or 3 different teams in the organization. So we're going to start putting them in like to a little bit more organized stuff. So I'm going to be like the general manager and the head coach and all this stuff. So I'm not going to be playing, but I'll just be yelling a lot at these kids. They're not kids.
Come on, you gotta throw the gloves on and get in that.
I got, I might have to. I don't know. We got a pretty good keeper. He's like, he was over in Germany, I think. He's like 6'4". So but he's a little flaky, and Shaw keepers are a little flaky. So like sometimes he shows up, sometimes he doesn't. But I don't know if you've started. I know there's the big game in Brazil. Just kind of looking at the schedule for tomorrow. The main game is this qualification, the Champions League, and I didn't really kind of understand. I thought they were playing the second leg here, but it's not. It's actually the 2 teams that won the other day are playing. So this Vikinger team, they won 6-1, and Inter Escalés just barely won. And then, I was looking at the odds for it, and it's, Viking is minus 675. So I was kind of trying to find a little value in it. And I think I may have, because you got to take them at 2.5. But some of the team totals here, you can get Vikinger, and they've scored, looking at some of their games here, 6 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals, 7 goals, 3, 4. So I was kind of looking at this first half over 1.5 goals, playing a bad team at plus 140. And, sometimes with these Champions League qualification games, you want to just get the game over and done, score a couple goals in the first half, 3 goals, whatever it is, and just be done with it. So I thought I offered a little bit of value in that game. I don't know, like 2.5, minus 2.5 in the game or whatever, 2.5 team total. 2.5 team total is actually at like minus money here. So I think it's probably, if you're going to bet this game, maybe try to do something like that.
Yeah, definitely. I see your logic there. Like I said, I don't know too much about these 2 teams specifically, but I definitely see your logic there. You want to come out, get 3-0, and then as I always say, that's the worst, because I hate when teams score in the first half and then they come out in the second half and just rearrange and settle in. So that's definitely, I can see that angle here that you see for sure. Just come out 4-0. and then
it's
rest.
crazy too, because over 2.5 goals is minus 155, which for me is a little bit high to lay, and then over 3.5 is plus 160. So I mean, you know, 3-0. 3-0 could be they could win this game 3-0, and then you cash this. But if they go up 2-0 at halftime, you just never know, like you said. And then maybe they go up 3-0 at halftime, and then all of a sudden they know they're through, so they don't need another goal. So that over 3.5 becomes dodgy. So, but I think over 1.5 at that price plus 140 is probably like the safest way to bet that. But I'm not gonna probably throw a lot. I was just talking about those games in Finland that talked about the other day. I mean, these just kind of like I'm literally grasping at straws at this point, trying to find some kind of game for somebody to bet on. And it's just like, they're like, man, your picks were terrible. I'm like, yeah, no kidding, man. I've never seen these, I've only seen them play a couple times in the Euro. I just know from whatever, but they didn't play well. But it's just, it is 4-game stadium. It's just crazy stuff right now. Just trying to find it. But that's why I think like tomorrow, Serie A, Brazil, Internacional, and Coritiba. I don't know if you started looking at these games in the Brazilian league, but at least I know like Internacional is half decent, and they're playing a team Coritiba who's okay as well. But I kind of know the level of the play there, and I can kind of confidently say to myself, all right, maybe I can bet this game.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with Coritiba team, like they've gotten 3 red cards in their last 3 matches. Now, 2 of them came in their last match, I believe. But God, this team has no discipline whatsoever. And I mean, the money line's a little high for International, but I think after what happened to them last week with Botafogo there, what an odd game. I think International should win this one. I don't want to lay a lot with them. I was looking at the -1. I believe the -1 is plus money, but that would be the
115.
Yeah, that would be the only way I play this game. I expect them to win at home against a really bad team. They do have a Copa Sudamericana match coming up on Tuesday, I believe.
Yeah,
that's why they're playing on Friday. But at the same time, that's the lesser competition. I don't know how focused or geared they are going to be towards that one. So I think this is probably a good spot for them, especially after that loss last week.
A lot of these teams playing on this weekend in Brazil, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, are playing on sometime next week in the Copa. I was looking at that. Let me see if I can pull that up. I think it starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, basically all the teams on Saturday are somewhat involved in one of those games.
Yeah. Most of the, you see Atletico MG, Paranaense, Corinthians, International, all playing Tuesday. The bulk of the games are coming in the Copa Libertadores on Wednesday and the Copa Sudamericana Wednesday, and then there's one game Thursday, but then the Sudamericana has 3 more games Thursday as well. So those I think Wednesday, Thursday, if you're playing these Saturday games, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Thursday, it's not as much of a factor. But if you're playing Saturday, Tuesday, you probably do need to rotate a little bit. These Saturday games in Brazil, some interesting odds here. Corinthians, Santos, Athletic Paranaense against Bragantino, Flamengo, America, and then Atletico Mineiro against Fortaleza. Have you looked at those 4 games, or is there one of those, like a couple of those that you're kind of focusing in on?
Yeah, so I did take a look at them. I don't really like them too much, just because I'm more geared towards seeing what happens here and then responding with the Copa Libertadores.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like I said, the International was really the only one that I looked at, caught my eye, because they're playing on the Friday, and I said, they're playing a bad team at home. They should be able to at least win by 1. And if you get the -1 at plus money, I do see a bit of value there. So, but yeah, other than that, like, it's really tough to say. Like, Santos is Sudamericana, Corinthians is it Libertadores. So that one's going to be a tough one. Like Corinthians could be looking ahead to that match, and maybe Santos comes out and plays a little better for this one. Flamengo, they're a tricky team. They always play like crap near the beginning of the season, and then they get their stuff together later on, and they go on some kind of run. So, I mean, they should win that. America MG is pretty bad, and then Atletico Madera. I mean, they should, in theory, win at home. They're a great team, but again, with the upcoming matches, they have the latest match on the slate there at 8:00 Eastern, and then Fortaleza hasn't been like too awful lately. I mean, they're not in good form at all, but you never know, right? I'd rather see what happens here. If there's some wonky scores, then we respond with it on the Tuesday, the Wednesday for sure.
Yeah, that's it's a little bit it's a little weird to me that they would play that late on Saturday, make them play, and then kind of turn around and play on Tuesday, or I guess it's Wednesday.
This league, man, they grab the shoehorn and they just jam the games in there. Like, we can fit a match day right here.
It's
and plus they have the Copa do Brazil right now, actually. But I think Palmeiras and Sao Paulo is playing each other tonight, and then I forget what the other matchup is, but yeah, like again, shoehorn the Copa Brazil right in there too.
Yeah, I mean it's let me pull that up. Yeah, Sao Paulo. Yeah, that starts in about 12 minutes here. Palmeiras is plus 128, Sao Paulo plus 210 at home. And then like you said, America is playing Botafogo. Yeah, these I mean, it seems like you think like England is bad and they just never give them a break. I mean, these guys are like constant. You see Fluminense right now playing Cruzeiro. Cruzeiro's down a man here, and second half just started 0-0. But you see Fluminense live betting right now minus 210. Probably some decent chance they get that done.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's suspended.
There
it is.
Yeah, Fluminense scored. Yep. I was just about to text my guy, make sure you jump on that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was even thinking it too. Red card, Fluminense at home. They were gonna win that one.
Yeah, that's oh man. I was gonna take that. Live betting. They must adjust. Oh, it's right at the end of the half.
Oh, it's in the stoppage time. So lovely.
Yeah. So that's it's not even they haven't even updated it on live score yet. So he's betting. The betting guys got it updated though.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing how they do that. And now it's now it's going to come back at minus 2,000 or something like this. But yeah, these like the game. Sorry, America is next week on June 30th. But the Sao Paulo Palmeiras is coming up in about 11 and a half minutes here. We take a chance on that game or not, or just the same thing, like just wait until next week. Yeah, minus 1430 Fluminense.
See, this game really bothers me just because it's a cup match, and like who knows what these teams are thinking, especially when you got like a team like Palmeiras that has to play. I believe they play on the Sunday. Yeah, they play.
I felt like they just played. I feel like they just played on Monday. Like
they just played Sao Paulo and they won 2-1 in Sao Paulo. So
they played like Friday, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, and then they're gonna play in the like they're playing 5 games in like 2 weeks.
That's why I want to stay away from this, because like they just played Monday Sao Paulo. Now they're playing the same team, but this time a cup match. So who knows if they even care about it, knowing they still have to play Avaí on Sunday, and then they have to do their Libertadores on the Wednesday they probably play. So it's ridiculous.
I think they play Wednesday. They play on the road at Cerro Porteño. So I mean
and they're on the road in Avaí.
Friday, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday. So basically like 5 games in like 13 days. And but soccer players can play,
and all on the road too, because the last 2 were in today in Sao Paulo, on Monday in Sao Paulo, Avaí on Sunday, and then they got to go to a completely different country for the Libertadores. So a lot of traveling for this team too.
Yeah, they're still, they only have 1 loss in the league. I mean, You know what? Like that's the kind of thing right here. I don't know who Sao Paulo is playing here, but like if I was taking a look at this game, and Palmeiras has been really good this year, but this is the kind of game I think Palmeiras might just say we're throwing out some kids, good luck, and your backups, and see if they can win the league, obviously. But yeah, this is a tough game. Maybe throw a couple bucks on Sao Paulo, but.
Yeah, that's where the value is for sure. Just because, like as you said it, Palmeiras is looking at this like we're in first place right now. Great start to the season. We can maintain that title race all year, and then they're thinking we also got to compete in Libertadores next week. So, like, who cares about the cup? We don't need to win the cup. We have a chance to win 2 other things that are much
bigger. Yeah, you got a chance to and then if you win the Copa Lid, then you can win the Super Cup, and then you go to so there's a chance to be in all this stuff. So yeah, I would think this is actually probably a decent spot, but who knows? I mean, they could go out and just win this game 5-0 too because they're pretty good. So
it all depends on who Sao Paulo plays, right? Because if they're thinking the same thing, we just played on Monday and we got when does Sao Paulo play? See, they have a later match. They have a 5:00 on Sunday. So they might come to try because what is it, Thursday right now, roughly same time. So yeah, they're gonna get a few days of rest. And then is Sao Paulo in? Are they in the Sudamericana or the Libertadores?
I think they're in the Sudamericana. It's not Wednesday.
I think there's Sudamericana. They're on the Thursday
on the road against Católica. Yeah, so they have a little bit more of a break there.
Yeah, a lot of rest in that. That's might be.
They play at 5:00. Hey Lane, how's it going, man? Thanks for the comment, appreciate it. Thanks for listening and everything. Yeah, they have a chance here. I think maybe. I know obviously it's not much of a difference, but a couple hours here and a day or two here. So maybe they play a little bit of a stronger lineup, and they're also playing Juventud on Sunday, who's terrible,
and a lot less travel. They played Palmeiras at home on Monday. They're at home here, and they're at home again on Sunday before they have to travel for that Sudamericana game. So all the indicators, if you're gonna bet this game, all the indicators are to err on the side of Sao Paulo here.
So yeah, we're talking right now about the game that's starting in about 8 minutes here in Brazil, the Copa do Brasil, Sao Paulo. Now look at the odds; they dropped down to plus 180. So Cruzeiro scored 1-1 with a red card.
Oh wow!
Let's see what these odds are. Oh man,
is it still a stoppage time?
I think it's. I don't know.
It's got to be, right? There's no way halftime was that quick.
45 plus 6, still first half.
Wow.
That's crazy. But, yeah, see what this comes back at. I mean, it's going to be obviously pretty high, probably.
Well, it was, I think it was about minus 200 around there before they scored the first goal. So
yeah, and Sao Paulo in the last 4 minutes has dropped from plus 215 to plus 180. So
that's a large swing.
So the casinos must be listening to our show here and saying everybody jump on Sao Paulo here.
Yeah, that's definitely a little crazy, but. Yeah, for that amount of time, that is a big line swing.
Yeah, that's actually.
I feel like I almost talked myself into this just with all the situational stuff.
Rick, my Rick Fortenbaugh comes on Wednesdays. I just texted him. I said, "Look, man, there's this chance here to put he doesn't bet a lot, but like I wouldn't probably bet a lot on this game, but maybe throw a couple, $20.
That's what I was thinking, right? $20, win 40.
Double your money. I mean, more than double your money, triple your money here, almost at plus 200. Now in the halftime, so Cruzeiro just scored right before the half. 45. They scored 45 plus 7. Oh man, South American games are crazy. So yeah, 5 minutes here, and that line is at plus 180. So we'll see. See what the lineup is here. Maybe somebody got hurt, or let's see. Here's the lineups. I don't know. Dudu, Danilo, Gabriel Veron, Gustavo Sharpa, Ronnie. I don't even know. I see Vinicius is a sub, so I guess he got sold from Real Madrid back to Palmeiras. Zay Raphael. Yeah, I would take a chance here, maybe.
Yeah, and if you want, maybe even because if you're just gonna put 20 on it, maybe even loop that in with Fluminense just to get a little extra juice in there. So what have we got? Fluminense at minus 195.
Yeah, we got him here at minus 186.
Oh,
That's excellent. So it went from 14 something to minus 195 just because they scored a goal, and they're still a man down for 45 more minutes.
That's what I mean. There's a whole nother half to go. Like, who knows? Obviously, Cruzeiro's probably going to restructure, play a more defensive match, but like Fluminense is just going to have pressure on them for 45 minutes. They should be able to score.
Yeah, I may have to put a little. I may be doing a little weekly casino deposit reload. No. Let's see if we can get it in before this game starts. The good thing about live betting is, you don't have to necessarily get the line in before it starts. If you used to go to a bookie or something like that back in the day, you'd have to sit there and hey, listen, sorry man, the game kicked off 13 seconds ago. I can't get your bet in. Sorry about that. Like here, you could just bet all the way. You live bet, do whatever you want. And, the lines change, so that's always interesting. Let's see, Copa del Brazil, Sao Paulo, parlay 326.
That's nice right there. A little $20 pays out almost 100, I would think.
Yeah. I take a chance there. $30 pays about $100 right there. It pays 90. No, it's plus 30 pays, and you win 97.68. So that's not too bad. Fluminense. I have to make sure I'm doing my rugby parlays later. I always forget to do those. But yeah, that's interesting. That line moved. So I don't know. Maybe that tells you something. Some of the people are betting on Sao Paulo here because they heard our show. So,
definitely.
And now that line moves.
We laid it out perfectly with the situation there. It seems like a great spot.
Yep. Yeah. Look, and here's the deal. Like if you're listening to this show, it always, sometimes it doesn't work. Something happens. There's a red card. Soccer's a crazy sport like that where sometimes it doesn't work. But, you have to, it's the same as football or the same as these other sports. You have to use trends. You got to go say, listen, this is what I think is going to happen. This is why we say this is what, and if you think what we're saying makes sense to us, we're saying it and we're like, yeah, this is actually, I talked myself into betting this game, and it makes sense. You start to break it down, and but if you're just sitting at your house, watching the game or something like this, you might not actually think to maybe do this, but then you hear someone saying it, and you're like, you know what? Like that actually sounds pretty good, and maybe you wouldn't have thought about this. So we're here to kind of help you, and that's what we do. So is there any other games you kind of been looking at in the last this weekend? Or I know
I did look a lot of the
MLS. Okay.
Yes.
Go to that. Here we go. Saturday. There's only about 800 games on Saturday. So,
I know, right? Like I just don't understand the way they do their schedule.
I just split it up. At least there's a Friday night game tonight, like this week. Like it's great. Like play. They don't have to play, but play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Like, it's okay when they add 10 more teams in. It'll fill those Sunday slots.
And there's never any early games. Like, why don't you play at 12 o'clock on Saturday? Like, who cares? Like, what's the difference? There's nothing on. You're competing against nothing on TV. Just play at 12 o'clock. Play a game at whatever. I'm not saying play at 11:30, but like 10 a.m. But like the English games start at 12:30 and they go all day. So, anyway, which games were you looking at?
Yeah. So this Seattle game caught my eye just because on the surface of it, it looked like, Seattle, they played very well still, even though they're coming off that 1-1 draw with LAFC. LAFC is still the best team in the league right now, so you got to give them respect there. That Seattle's not going to destroy them, so they came out with the draw there. Now, I was looking at taking Seattle, but now I'm leaning more towards the over on this match just because I'm weary. Kansas City has started to play a lot better in their last few matches. And so they're coming off, I believe, 2 wins now in their last 2 matches. And they've been playing better. I've seen the turnaround over the last few weeks. There was a point where they got destroyed by Portland 7-2 a few weeks ago. And ever since then, they've kind of worked on their defense. They've been better. And now they're not losing as many games anymore. But the thing that caught my eye in this game is the away team has won the last 4 straight.
Yeah.
And Kansas City has won 4 of the last 5 matchups between these two, and all high-scoring matches.
2-1, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2, 3-2. Both teams to score. Both teams to score here is -121, which is interesting. I mean, I don't always, once again, trends, whatever. These games are from 2020. There's 3 games from 2021 and there's a couple games from 2019. But every time these teams play, both teams score and it's a high scoring game. So, you can get both of these. I would have thought maybe over 2.5 would be closer to -150 or something like that. And both teams to score would be like -160. But you can get both at -120 right now, which is pretty good odds.
Yeah, and I think it's peculiar because like I get Seattle, obviously they're going to focus on the league now and they've been playing a lot better, but like Kansas City is turning things around. They have a history. They love to give Seattle a hard time, winning 4 of the last 5, and high scoring. So I definitely think
from SofaScore, both times in the last 7 times they've played, there have been more than 2.5 goals every time. Both teams scored every time. Seattle Sounders this year without a clean sheet 7, Sporting Kansas City without a clean sheet 8. So that's it. So those are head-to-head streaks. At the team streaks right now, Seattle's had less than 4.5 car. I don't get into the corners and stuff like that too much, but Sporting Kansas City, both teams to score 7 of 9. They just, you go down and you look at this game, the Open Cup, they won 6-0 over Union Omaha. I don't count that. Yeah. But 2-1, 2-1, 1-0 in a rivalry game, 2-1, 1-1, 2-1, 7-2. A lot of red cards.
That was that match I was talking about. If you notice, after that 7-2 like smacking, they've kind of got their crap together. A run. Yeah, and even in the games they lost, they didn't allow too many goals, so it's not like they're getting completely their doors blown off.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting. So I think right here the over in both teams to score about at the same odds is pretty decent play right there. Any other games there on Saturday?
Yeah, so another one I liked was I was looking at this Nashville team at +210. Now, if you look, Nashville has the second best road record in the MLS this year, and DC is near like the bottom of the bottom. They are, I think, like second from last or something like that. They've been having an awful season. They haven't scored in their last 2 matches, I believe. But yeah, this Nashville team, man, they've been sneaky, and clearly the stats are there. They're the best team. They perform well on the road and they score goals. So I was looking at them to steal an upset here.
That's a lot like they're a lot like the Austin team on the road. I mean, this Austin team, like it's like every week, every time I see them on the road at +2 something, I'm like, man, I'm on them. I'm going to take a shot because they've won like 4 of the last 5 times I've done it. They've won. So even if they lose like the next 5 at +2, whatever, you're still up money.
Yeah, and again, Nashville's one of those newer teams like Austin. I believe they've been in the league a year longer because Austin came in this year, I think, and Nashville last year. Yeah, so this is what I mean. The books still don't have a good handle on these teams. They don't know exactly what they are. So you're getting them at these huge prices. And DC has already shown like they can't score. Their defense is awful. They let in 2-3 goals every game. And they're not playing well. So Nashville's in better form, and they have the best road record in the MLS. I think that alone is enough just to put a small something. Again, complete value play here, but definitely I'm going to have a small piece on that at the +200.
Yeah, definitely. And how about some of these like later games on Saturday? There's a lot of the games in the evening here.
Yeah, so I hate the whole middle bunch here, but we can jump
all the 7 and 8 o'clock games. Yeah.
But we can jump right to 10 o'clock. I found some value on this Real Salt Lake team. They're only -125, and that's a price I'm willing to lay with them at home here against the Columbus team that really hasn't been great this year. And they're not playing in the best form either. But yeah, Salt Lake, if you look at their last few home matches, they've been playing very well. I think they've won 4 of their last 5 at home. Not exactly sure on that exact stat, but if you look at their wins, it's all it's all clean sheets. It's like 1-0, 2-0. So they're not giving up goals at home. And that's the thing here where I think Columbus is probably going to struggle to score. I would even lean to the under in that match.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you look all of a sudden at the table. Real Salt Lake is second in the whole league, and they're second in the conference behind LAFC, but they're only 2 points behind. They played 1 more games, but they racked up 28 points and with a +1 goal difference. So they're obviously these games are tight, but they've been playing better of late. So yeah, -121 there offers some pretty good value. The under minus under 2.5 is still at -127. So I know last week they won 2-0 because I think I had both teams to score.
Yeah, the San Jose game.
Yeah,
awful.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, they won. Every time after I bet them, they'll do that. But
now, speaking of San Jose, we'll jump to that game because I would lean. Obviously, the books agree because you can see this slight difference in the price, but I would lean to San Jose in this game. I don't know if I would bet them straight up, but I definitely like the over in this match. And something that caught my eye was the over is about around 150, depending on the book you get it at. And if you look at the over 1.5 team totals on both teams, it's +100 and +110 respectively.
Yes.
So they think this is going to go over clearly by the -150 for the over 2.5.
Yeah.
So one of those teams, like you said, has to score 2 goals to get this game over. And San Jose, I've been looking. I know they're coming off the 2 scoreless matches, but I figured out maybe a little bit why they let us down last week and why they haven't been scoring lately is because if you look, they've played their last 4 straight on the road.
Okay.
Not only that, they've played 2 of their last 8 at home. So they are not they have been traveling. And these last 2 matches where they didn't score, that was the end of basically a lot of travel for them because now they have 5 of their next 8 matches at home, including their next 2 straight. And that's where they've played their best when they've been on these home stints. That's where they score 2-3 goals a game. So I would take the chance on the San Jose over 1.5 team total here for sure.
And they've also, when you talk about the Galaxy, 18 goals in 15 games, but San Jose is also given up 34 goals. So they have a tendency to give up some goals. That's why I think you see both teams to score here is -200, and the over 2.5 -177, -180, whatever you have it at. It's definitely these 2 teams usually play to over 2-1. 3-1, 4-0, 2-1 with a 1-0 in there as well. But yeah, I think this is a game where maybe I go both over 1.5 on both.
Yeah, and cover the bases, right?
Maybe it's 3-2 or something like that, or maybe it's 3-3, or maybe it's 2-2, whatever it is, and you think there's going to be some goals there. But I would think, yes, San Jose probably scores. I would say San Jose, they've scored 24 goals as well. So San Jose, obviously scores some goals, almost close to, 1.8 goals a game here. So, I mean, they give up shed loads, but, and did you look any of the Sunday games yet, or just basically the Saturday ones?
Yeah, I did look at the Sunday games. Basically, the LAFC one, I was looking at just taking the LAFC because, I mean, the New York Red Bulls are good, but they haven't been good in their last 2 on the road, and they haven't been scoring either. LAFC, they put up a good fight against Seattle last week. They're still at the top of the table right now. Got to just take them at home. They've been a moneymaker at home, and this is a very short price on them. -118 is what I have here. So I'll pay the -118 whatever for LAFC.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I mean, it's not the same as like Manchester City, but like whatever. But like if I see Manchester City, at -115. I mean, they're never like that, but sometimes they go on the road, in the Champions League, and you're like, you get them at like -125 or something like that. Like, I'm always going to take them because they're the better team, and the deeper team and all this stuff. And Red Bull's got to travel all the way across the country. It's an early game on Sunday. They're playing at 12 out there. LAFC is the best team in the league. So, yeah, if you're going to get a price like that, -115, -120, I think you got to take a chance on them there. And then the other two, Union and NYCFC, and then the Whitecaps and Revolution are the only other 2 games. I don't know if you looked at, either. Both like really look like tough games to me. And, Vancouver's not been great, but the same thing. The Revolution are traveling all the way across the country. Union and NYC is a little bit of a rivalry. So, did you like either of those 2 games, or just kind of like lay off those?
Yeah, I did find them tough. The only value I could really find on the one Philly New York FC was the under. I liked in that one just because they've both been playing to the under lately, and they both have great defense. Like, they haven't been allowing a lot of goals in their recent matches. So this is one where, rivalry game. You got 2 really good teams. I think the defense is coming to play today, and they probably just sit on this one. Maybe come out with a 1-1 draw or something, like the low-scoring game. Someone wins.
Yeah, 4 of the last 5 times they've played, it's been under 2-0, 1-1, 1-0, 2-0. In December last year, I think that was a playoff game. It was the conference finals, I think. Was 2-1, but all the regular season games have been low scoring, under 2.5 goals. So I think that would be probably the play there. So yeah, so it's not bad. Can't believe we had almost had an hour show talking about soccer for the first time in about forever. Is there any other games that you looked at, or just that's basically it?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. Just basically the MLS, and I want to see what happens. We'll talk about the Libertadores on Monday when I'm on here.
Yeah, definitely.
After we see what happens with these games.
Yeah, that's I think some of this stuff is more we try to talk a little strategy, and obviously there is strategy in this stuff. You maybe you pass on some games on the weekend, and then you see what happens, and then you get a little more value because these teams are playing. You're going to get value during the week because they're playing better teams, so you're going to get better odds, and you might be able to make some more money like that in those games. So, and that's part of this thing. I mean, you can't bet every game, and you got to try to win some money when you can. Speaking of winning money, new users wager up to $1,500 on your first bet. If you win, congrats. If you don't, you get that amount back as a free bet to use on your next wager. You must use the promo code VideoWinner15 to get the deal. Remember, you don't have to bet 50. You could bet $50. You could bet $50. You could bet 100. You can bet up to $1,500, and then we'll give it back if you lose. And if you win, you get to keep your money. So maybe you take that. see what the games are now. Maybe you take that game that's going on now and see what those games are. Fluminense still 1-0. That game just started, second half. And then Sao Paulo Palmeiras still 0-0. So I didn't have Colo-Colo today. I wish I did. We have 3-0. So yeah, just you can use these things and make some money. You guys have what kind of like what do they have? FanDuel? Like what do you have where you are? Like
I have everything. I have a Caesars account. I have FanDuel, DraftKings, Bet365.
Do you take advantage of all the free the promotions and stuff? I mean, I know like sometimes it just I talk to some people and they're just like, man, not really. I just bet 100. Like they're giving you all this free stuff. I mean, is it something you kind of take advantage of when you open these accounts?
Yeah, definitely take advantage of it because sometimes they're giving out a free bet or just bet credits. And what I'll do is I'll pick my best play, convert it over, and then withdraw it, put it into the next account that's offering something like that. And then it's always good to have different accounts just for the lines. Like Pinnacle, it's great with their lines, but I mainly use it for horse betting just because we don't really get horse betting anymore ever since they changed the laws in Canada. But
I think that's one thing. Like people, you gotta, we're obviously like a lot of times I'll use like the Parks or Caesars just because I like the purple and whatever. But you have to shop because these lines are different, especially on soccer. Like football is the same. Like these odds are the same. And, it's -6, -110. Like maybe you get half a point here or something like that, but you can always slide that down. Soccer, the lines could be on one book minus 120 and another book -110 or -130. I mean, the lines 20 cents value here and there, and that stuff adds up over the course of a season. 20 cents here, 20 cents here, 20 cents here, and you end up making a little bit more money here, and that's what it's all about. So all right, so you'll be back on Monday. Tomorrow we got Kaepernick. He's gonna probably talk about all the games. I don't know. I got what time is tomorrow? Tomorrow's show's probably gonna be right around the same time as today's show. I don't even know what time we started, 6:15. I'll probably be actually earlier, probably be close to 5:30 because I have another game tomorrow night. So, but thanks for joining tonight, and make sure you follow him on Twitter, AM+Money, and he's got all the picks over there. So, all right, and we will see you. I'll see you tomorrow, and we will see you on Monday as well.